Hello, my name is Evernoob, and I am here because of all these things behind me and beyond. Um, oop, oh, the mic, turn that down a little bit. Okay, here we go. So, with the recent Minecon or Minecon Live, what have you, they announced the unnamed 120 update, and looks pretty promising so far. I like their more kind of keeping it under wraps and exploring new features as they develop them. I like that idea. And so I got inspired to make a video about what the update could or should be. I'm not really particular, but this. So hang on, let me back up. What they introduced was the hanging signs, which is cool. To incorporates stripped wood. The sniffer, a new mob, which lays eggs in the ocean, and or does it lay it in the ocean exclusively? I can't remember what they said, but any hoozle. Yeah, the new sniffer mob, the camel for traversing deserts, a cool new rideable mob that's similar but still different enough from what's in the game to be unique. Bamboo, adding a bamboo wood type, which is pretty cool, giving bamboo more use, especially since it's one of the easier farms to make. The chiseled bookshelf, so you can actually store your books, doing a little bit of inventory space. And in the recent snapshot, they brought back the bundle, which is also pretty cool as far as inventory management goes. So the reason I bring all that up is it seems like it's a much more immersive, like improving on the world type of like quality of life update thus far. And so I got the idea for this. And this is the birds and bugs update. So with the features they've already announced, what I'm proposing here, I'm just kind of messing around outside, is adding a bunch of birds and insects into the games, because there's nothing flying around, and I think that would be really immersive in the game. The insects play a dual role, as they are the food source for a lot of these birds. And then the bugs can also mean, fixing old bugs, keeping up the quality of life, inventory stuff maybe. Maybe that'd be the secret kind of thing behind it. But yeah, just a bunch of new immersive mobs that kind of mask, the bug fixing and quality of life improvements. So first, this is supposed to be a field. For instance, like there's the butterfly. That's a little too detailed for Minecraft, I think. But I do think butterflies, like when you break grass, occasionally a butterfly will come out. I mainly have this one here because, if I remember right, yeah, there's varieties of them. So I think, the monarch butterfly, wherever that one ran off to, that would be cool in a field. Yeah, this one's a little bit more Minecrafty to me. But the different coloration ones, I'm thinking those would be cool in like a jungle. Like you'd have your monarch butterfly, maybe there'd be a cold variant in like an ice spikes biome for some reason, and then like 5 different ones for the jungle is kind of what I'm thinking. But you can see this already adds a lot of atmosphere just messing around with that. So let's throw those away. And I have duplicates here because a lot of these, between the between the mods, there was some overlap, but I will link all those in the description. I think I said that already, but next we have the ladybug, and I think I like that design more. Pretty neat. But I mean, this is also more Minecrafty. I don't know if this one flies. I haven't really observed the mods too much. And yeah, I don't This is strictly this one might not fly. That I am not sure of, to be honest. So maybe the first one. This one's just a little cooler looking, I think, and it flies around. I don't know if this one does. Although this one looks a little bit derpier and more Minecraft-y to me. This one I know is from the Bunch of Bugs mod. Well, I can't go through all of them, or this video will be forever. But yeah, so we have the ladybug, the butterfly. We also have the grasshopper, and this is strictly for plains biomes. I kind of broke this down by biome, and then I will try to explain as we go, between each biome, like what would work as overlap. And really some of these I don't think you want all of them. Like right now it's only 3 insects. Here, let me get the last one in, the fly. So I mean, there's 4 insects. I think maybe 2 insects, 2 birds a biome. Although maybe certain biomes, like maybe this works for this biome. Let me get rid of this one. You have been decided not to be here. But yeah, it's just cool. And then yeah, I do like this, that these butterflies hang on the windows like this. But that's it for insects in this. So we have ladybugs, butterflies, grasshoppers, and flies. So with these, I don't know if you can actually do it with any of these. Can I catch you? I don't know. I don't even know how to work this thing. Oh. And that puts it there. I see. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, you get the bug net, and that is made with string. You put, let's see if I remember how to do this. Oh, wait. 4 string, I think, equals 1 netting. No, that's wool. Is it like this? Yes. 9 string equals netting, and then do that and this. Something like that. No. No. Anyways, the point is, so you can make a bug net and you can capture all the bugs in the world, which is, I think, is a cool thing. Like, maybe they also add jars into the game. I don't think they are in this particular, any one of these updates. I don't think there's jars, but I think it'd just be a cool thing, additional thing. If you took glass, went like that, then you'd have a bug jar, and you can put them in there. Because I do have the bottled butterfly. I mean, so yeah, just a cool means of doing that. Next, we'll go on to the birds of this update. So, in a plains biome, I think this might actually be a grove. Or what's the one? I am in a plains. But yeah, anywhere where it's just long, big open things. I'm thinking of 3 birds specifically. The crow, which would be cool. Maybe these scarecrows could serve a function, or not. It'd just be cool if crows even landed on them, but, the scarecrows that people make. But yeah, the crow. Do I have another one in here? I don't. Weird. But yeah, the crow and the hummingbird. Now, the hummingbird, there's this guy I like, because he's got the hummingbird noise here. But I think I also like this one, the way smaller. Although that's a little detailed. It might be too detailed, I think. But yeah, as you can see, let's do this. Just this bit, it makes the world look very lively, just having this stuff flying around in here and whatnot. The hummingbirds, I think one of the 2 has a mechanic already where they kind of act like bees too. They kind of like they speed up plant growth, or crop growth rather. I think I saw one do that when I was testing this out earlier. But you could also have a hummingbird feeder, which I don't know if I can... I don't know if these hang or not. I probably should have tested this out, but let's just get rid of some of this. Oh, there's the other one. I am such a mess of things right now. But yeah, you get the hummingbird feeder. And that could be filled with sugar water you can make just by putting, you know, something like this, or maybe 2 sugars. You get a bucket of sugar water and you could fill this up. But that's all for that. And I did have a third bird. And the last bird for the plains biome would be the turkey. This is really cool. I wonder if I... Oh, it's a baby. I think turkeys would be interesting. Maybe what they could do is they could come by and like peck at your crops, so they could almost be a nuisance at times. That's all I have for the plains. Sorry, I was distracted there. And as you can see, really gets immersive. I mean, I kind of overloaded it in here, but that's all for the plains. On to the next one. So next, we have a typical forest here. And you might be wondering, what is this? I shall show you. What I have here. So let's grab all our birds. Let's start with birds this time, since we start with insects. We have the blue jay, the woodpecker. Ooh, that one's colorful. Normally they're... I think what woodpeckers would do, and this would be a cool way to see like stripped logs in game, is that you would hear them, they'd peck on wood, and then it would just change the outer tree bark to stripped. Just a cool little mechanic for that. Let's see if we can get a black and white one. Yeah, that's the kind I'm familiar with. But as you can see, they latch on the side there. I just think it'd be cool. And then you'd hear the woodpecking sound. I don't know if they do that in this game, but we also have the... There it is. We also have the cardinal, which that one's not very red. Why aren't you red? You shall be dismissed. Where'd it go? And as you can see, they draw just random meat. I don't think they really need to drop anything. This is about immersion and ambience. Another thing you'll notice, it just feels the world. I'm turning up the volume. I'm not sure how well that'll come through the mic, but it makes, it adds to immersion just having the bird sounds up and around. Like that could just be as you're walking through Minecraft anywhere, and you got to find them. But anyways, the last bird is, the robin. Pretty cool. So now on to the insects. And what exactly this is? Well, this is an anthill. If I break it, nothing happens. Okay, but it's an anthill. So we would also have ants going around the forest. And these would be ant mounds you would see. And if you broke that, there'd be like 3 of them. Maybe something inside them. It'd be kind of rare to actually see in the forest. But so we would have ants. Oh, I think it's a different type. And I have that in the jungle, so. And I think the fly also works well in the forest. Just flies and ants. Kind of keeping it somewhat controlled. Oh, and caterpillars. These guys. That is cool, I think. But that's all I have for bugs in this area. I have so much stuff in here. I'm trying to remember it as I'm going. So there may be back and forth. But the really cool stuff you can do here, with having birds, you would have this. You would have bird nests in trees occasionally, and they'd lay their eggs there. Or if you bred them, they'd fly over to this nest and have eggs. I think, if I remember right, yeah, like, here's a robin's egg. Boom. And there's an egg there. Just a cool, again, it's all about immersion in this update idea. You could also make bird cages. I don't know if these, oh, they do. Out of gold or iron. And you could have bird houses for smaller birds. So, maybe there'd be different variations, but I mean, this, I think it's right on the edge, but this is very still Minecrafty to me, the look of these. That's kind of what took the longest with these mods, is like these butterflies, I just included them specifically for the different color patterns, but most of the birds that you'll see are from the Exotic Birds mod. And again, all that will be linked down below. Most of the bugs are from Broglis Bugs and Bunch of Bugs, 2 different mods. So there is some crossover. I'm also using Alex's mods. They had a few birds and bugs that I wanted that weren't in any other thing. But yeah, that's it for the forest. And what do we have next? The dark oak. Yes, the dark oak forest. Start with bugs here because it's simple. In dark oak forests, there would be these, the walking sticks. And the way you'd find them would be breaking dark oak leaves. So it'd be another drop. There we go. It's kind of a cool thing. And you can craft these guys. I'm trying to think of how to do this. What are they called? Oh, it's just called stick insect. No, it'd be a very inefficient farm, but you can, I believe, put 2 of these together. Maybe you have to cook them first. I think you can put 2 of them together and make a stick, but it's not really that big of a thing. Anyways, the other thing you'd find would be worms in the forest. And these would happen, I think, also, since this isn't the right coloration of the dark oak forest, it's a little bit greener. Greener and darker. It always came across to me that it's wetter soil. But these guys come, yeah, there's one there, when you break dirt. So I think this and like the mangrove swamp, where it's really muddy, would be cool. And then you could also have a worm farm, where I don't know, I don't know if you put them in there. Yep. I don't know how these mechanics work, but I mean, it's kind of a cool little setup here. Also, this is just really cool for building. A lot of these extra things I like just for that reason. But anyways, on to the birds. And this one, I have a bunch because I couldn't decide. But let's start at this one. Little finch. It's pretty much, it's like the robin in the regular forest, just to differentiate it. I think there's multiple colors of these. Yeah. Pretty neat. The dark oak forest would obviously, all the forests, and probably the plains, they would just have different types of bird nests. And also you could feed the worms. All the bugs, I think, for the most part, you could feed to the different style birds. Maybe a few would have specific diet types, like I think keep parrots eating seeds, and other birds could have certain seeds they like. But next is the lyrebird. I don't know if this one actually fits really well in here. I did it mainly because, so I'm going to keep that because they might end up in another biome. But I was mainly trying to fill the dark oak a little bit. We also have the magpie. This one I like just because magpies are, that's their correct coloration. I do like, a darker bird being around in here. Pigeons. Now, one unique thing I think would be cool about pigeons is if you tame them, you then attach a bottle to them and then send messages across, you could, I don't know how to make this game mechanic work, but if you could attach a bottle to them with a message in it, a piece of paper, have a literal message in a bottle, and then they could bring it somewhere and come back. Or some mechanic like that. I guess it wouldn't have to be a messages, but I'm thinking more for multiplayer servers and stuff. That would be the coolest. And the last but not least would be the owl. There, I want a brown one because I don't even know where the other one. There you are. Let's get rid of that. Oh no, I need the owl egg. I'm a silly. Okay, yeah, so we've got the owl. And this is just kind of a cool feature. It almost blends into the dark oaks. But the other cool thing about the owl, and that's kind of all I had for the dark oak. Again, this is like a simplistic thing, but you would also have, Arctic owls. Oh. Well, now there we go. That, they in like the snowy taiga and any ice spiky biomes, you'd have snowy owls. So I think that'd also be a really cool feature. But that's all I have for that. Let's take a naps and go on to the swamp. And this is the last one in these series of cage type things. And then I went and found, I was just flying around forever, not finding certain biomes. So, and I remembered the locate command after I built all these. So, anyways, on to the swamp. So, in the swamp, we have the fireflies. Oh yeah, I need to get rid of this stuff. In the swamp, I've got 3 insects here. Obviously, the fireflies that were announced. These little guys, really cool. And this really looks cool at night. Especially, I don't think in this mod, the fireflies give off any ambient light. But, I mean, this is just a great little thing. I think they should just put it in the game. Just don't have the frogs eat them. Make them their own thing. Because, I mean, it's almost like a particle effect in the swamp. It's just really cool looking. We also have the dragonfly, which again, these I think are from the Alex's mobs mod. I think that's too detailed for Minecraft. I think simplify that. Just make them, 1 pixel wide, just like this, but 2 more pixels, maybe green and blue, and then some sort of wing. But I love the dragonflies and fireflies and swamps idea. And then I've got 2 different snail types here. This guy and these. I like both of them a lot. And again, it fills up, it immerses you like instantly. Like just seeing that. There's stuff moving. Like no game mechanics have changed. There's just more stuff around now. So I think it's a perfect kind of way to hide like a really big quality of life, whatever I was saying before, quality of life and like inventory, something more technical or kind of boring of an update. Like if that's what they're going for, maybe introducing or prepping it for archaeology or something. I think the best way to do it is just, fill out the world with cool stuff to see. So it encourages exploration a lot too. Just wanting to see, like, especially like me, I'm starting my zoo and my survival series. That's my favorite thing to make in Minecraft. But I mean, it encourages you to go to all this place, especially if you want to like come back and transport all these things. One thing I think I forgot, since I mentioned the bug net, I guess there is the bird cage too. I'm not sure how you transport all these. I was also thinking of this, the pigeon coop, maybe a temporary block, but there is the bird cage, so maybe that'd be your way of transporting these things. Obviously not stackable, but I forgot to mention that when I actually brought out the pigeon. So with the fireflies, when you kill them, okay, finally I can clear some of this stuff up. Ay. Now the fireflies would drop, I'm not sure If these are the right ones. There's 2 types of fireflies in these mods too. Yep. They dropped that. This is luminescence. It's basically like their little pouch or whatever, but I don't think this is actually how you make this. Yeah, this doesn't make anything. In these mods, they have this, which is a new block type. This actually gives off light, but what I actually think they should go with is this. And I'm not sure which one's this from, but it's rainbow glass. And what's cool about this, it is see-through like this, but this actually gives off light. So when it gets dark again, I'll have to remember to do that. But it's a glass type that gives off light, and I think that's a cool way to incorporate it. If you put, this surrounded by glass, you'd get the rainbow glass, or, lighted glass. I don't know what you'd call it, glow glass. It doesn't have to give off a ton of light, just a little bit, but that's one, mechanic they could have. On to the birds now. First, let's get rid of this. This one I think I have elsewhere. So, the birds, I think this would have, they'd have to decide. I think really only 2 of them would fit in the swamp, or maybe here, I just figured it out in my head. We'd have the goose and the duck. I've wanted ducks in the game for so long. I don't know why, but they're just cool. The crane and the heron. Now, those are 2 similar things, but I think they would actually be better in the mangrove swamp. Or maybe you do duck and crane in one and goose and heron in the other, or something like that. Some comment. I didn't really make anything for the mangrove swamp specifically because I figured they'd have the same mobs, but maybe that's one way to do it, separate them. Because I don't think you want to have like a bunch of anything in one besides the jungle. I think the jungle should have a lot more animals in it, just the nature of jungles on the planet Earth. So, as opposed to, never mind. But yeah, that's all I got for here. Again, it's all about immersion. So, next we will head, I believe, somewhere here. I have a cave. Yes, here. And that's right. Even caves have bugs. In this one, I put a bird down here. But, so, this one specifically is for the thing, canary in a coal mine, right? Well, you'd have a canary. If you came across a canary while you were caving or something, this is such a dumb mechanic in my head, but that would signify, like, you have the iron veins and the copper veins. Well, a canary, if you found a canary while you were caving or something, that would signify a coal vein. And there'd just be a whole bunch of coal, like in a row. Cool way to incorporate that, and that's all I really have for it. Also have the weevil. I don't know if these live in caves. I didn't research anything. It just looked like a cave thing to me, so I included it here. I will hold on to that, though, because, yes. And lastly, this is a creepy one. So get ready. I'm actually going to go up here, I think, because it's big, too. And I will say in advance, it shouldn't be this big, but this is a cave centipede. Like, that is terrifyingly, that is unnecessarily big. I think if you half the size, but I mean, I do like, it's kind of another threat in game. Do I have torches? Yes. Oh, I just threw away my sword. Shoot. Yeah, see, it's too big. I think they need about half the size of this thing, but it is pretty cool. If I remember right, it's not too like overpowered for a thing. I think it only takes a couple hits. Yeah. It drops something, but yeah, it's just cool, like, be terrifying to see. Here, let me see if I can figure out a way to do this. going through caves and you just see those eyes lurking around. Maybe that is a good reason to keep it big. I don't know, but yeah, that's all I had for caves. Canary, centipede, and the weevil. But on to the next thing. It's not dark yet. Oh, well, I'll show it down here. What I was saying with this rainbow glass is it does actually light up stuff. So, see, I want to say that's like a light level of 7 or something. But yeah, now we can get rid of it. Oops, I'm going to run right back over it, aren't I? Cool thing. Like a different feature. Maybe that's almost a little too not Minecrafty now that I think about it. Setting it down. But on to the next thing, which is over here somewhere. Yeah, some of these mobs have whales and stuff. It's really, really cool mod pack. But here we are. We have boom, boom, boom. So I know I said birds and bugs, and some people might think a lobster. That's a crustacean. Well, I think there's another style, but the reason I include this is crustaceans are kind of like bugs of the sea, right? So, and having them in the ice spikes biome, I like that just because you can get this blue lobster. I think, yeah, just cool, different variations. But yeah, this is specifically for ice spikes. So I also have the penguin. I think I like this one more. It's a little derpier looking. This looks a little too realistic. It would be cool to have the two different types, but I think if you're going to pick one, always go with the derpier one. Plus, this one has slider on its belly. It's fun. These guys could like wander off, go down and catch fish and drop them off on ice or something. So you can maybe be some way to make a fish farm in future. And that's all I have for those. Okay. There's something specific I'm thinking of, but I can't think of what it is right now. So I will not worry about it. All right. Next, we have over here. We have, another one spawned. This is one mob I don't want, but it's mainly because I have different types of other ones. That's just the coconut crab, because these are coconut trees on this little beach here. And they occasionally grow and drop coconuts. Which, yeah, there's one there. But I should have all that in here. So, yeah, we have coconuts. We have seashells. And this is just a cool, like, decorative thing on the beach. And then coconuts, obviously. I have a lot to get through here. So little, there we go. But for this, so we have, this again keeping with the idea that insects or crustaceans are insects of the sea, you'd have the horseshoe crab. And you'd find these like kind of in like beaches and basins where it's thinner, and then regular crabs. I just like the look of these. These guys are cool. Obviously, if you kill them, you can probably get some crab meat or something new. But that's all I have for thems. I don't even know. Oh, yeah, he is moving, huh? Get away from that. And then we have these. And again, I'm not sure. I think we can only have one or two of them, really. So we have the pelican, the flamingo. Oh, that's a coconut crab. I don't want that. The blue-footed booby, which those two would be my guess because they're most color kind of differentiation. I also, for this area, would say a seagull. And again, this game has two different types. I also think seagulls, I love the flamingo look in this. And, you know, they could probably spawn in deserts too, like by desert wells or oases if they added those. But again, it's about immersion. Like, that just looks cool looking at it. I don't know. I like it. One thing with the seagull, though, I think another spot it could spawn, or maybe this could be pelicans too. I think over here is a river somewhere. Load in game. Come on. I'm thinking specifically for rivers. You've got the seagulls. Cool thing. And you could also have swans. Just because swans, if you've got the ducks and the cranes and whatever in the swamp, I think swans are really cool to have floating about in a river. But again, it just adds so much life and immersion to the game. I think I wouldn't say it's an overdue update. It's just a really like brand new mechanics. It feels like it would be something really, really, new to the game of Minecraft. And especially, you see the penguins, and as you see with a few other birds and stuff, the insects and birds offer, doesn't mean you just have to have stuff flying around. There's, many different varieties, like penguins don't fly, that kind of stuff. As we get into it, this is another cool feature I like. It's just, I think this is just called thin ice. You can break it just by running on it too hard or landing on it. But next, we need to go to the end. And why are we here at the end? Well, as you can see, there are these cool, I think these are called specters here. They look really, really cool to me. I don't think they do anything. I haven't gotten out of survival yet to really check, but cool. This is a way, again, I think this would maybe be like a new almost biome type, because you also have these, whoa. I think those are called endophages or something. They're almost a virus-looking thing. But you also have this, the mungus. I think this is actually from a mycelium island, but it fits really well in the end if you take the mushroom stuff off of his head. It's just a cool, really derpy feature I like for a character. The cosmic cod. These, I think these can actually swim between end things. Yeah, this is the specter. Again, this stuff just adds so much immersion to the game. And again, that's probably a little too detailed. It's a balancing thing with Minecraft. What is this? Oh, yeah. Kind of a derpy looking guy. Whoa. That thing eats the cod? Maybe. I don't know. And then the endergrade. This is really cool because tardigrades it's the look of it as a tardigrade. And they are like the most resilient creatures on the planet. And adding it to the end, I think, almost makes more sense because it's really alien looking. They're microscopic creatures, but they can survive so much. Like fire, they can live for years without water. They can survive in the vacuum of space for 10 minutes or something. They're just crazy critters that are really, really resilient. Although I added all this because it kind of fits in the bug and bird theme as far as the end could fit in something like that. But it's probably better if they just did a whole, these would fit more in just a complete end upgrade. And then finally we have this, and this is way out there. The void worm. This thing is massive. Now, it's got a health bar, so I'm assuming this is some sort of a boss. I like the look of it. However, I would mainly have it be something that floats about between end islands. And I wouldn't have it be a boss or even something you could really hurt. I would have it be something you could throw a saddle on. You could tempt it over, throw a saddle on it, and ride it as a way to get between these islands. But you can't really control it. You know, that's the kind of mechanics I would use. It'd be a way to traverse the end without elytra, but you can't really control it, or you'd have limited control, because, I mean, it is really, really cool looking. But, yeah, I wouldn't want it to be something that has a lot of drops or anything like that. But, I mean, it's huge, so how do you do that? I don't know. Maybe even when you're riding, when it does the spiral, your whole screen, like, you flip upside down and stuff. Like, I don't know how these things work, but that's kind of it for here. And now I have to make my way back. I made it. Huh. Anyways, so I'm at a desert right now, but before I do anything with this desert and Badlands and stuff, I did want to show off this, mainly because I couldn't find a mountain biome close by. I kind of forgot about these till now, but I think in the mountains, I wonder if there's a stony shore. Let's pretend this is the very tippy top of a mountain instead. One thing we could have up in the mountains, cockroaches, because they can survive anywhere, and I just couldn't find another spot for them. It's another spot I thought the weevil kind of works well, just mainly because of its coloration, and bald eagles. Just to see them kind of soaring way up above is kind of the idea there. But anyways, that's all I have for thems. Let's go on to the desert and Badlands. So, can I fit all of this in here? So, obviously you're getting the preview now. So, for insects, we have the Hercules beetle. I think a lot of different beetle types just work well in the desert. Rhino. It's another type of the Hercules. That's too detailed for Minecraft. Come on. I think those two are better. A tiger beetle. Whoa, that thing's fast. And then, yeah, I think that's all I really have. Obviously, I think flamingos should be able to spawn in the desert too, you know, by water wells or whatever. And I also like the kiwi. Maybe on beaches, desert beaches, also by wells. I mean, it's an Australian bird. I'm not sure where it actual habitat. I think it actually lives more in like jungle type things, but I just like the look of it in a desert. So there. That is that. And I think maybe the Hercules beetle and rhino beetle could be in the desert, and then maybe another beetle type into the Badlands. But for the Badlands, I really like the Roadrunner. Let's see if I can get this guy to run around a little bit. They got a really cool, yeah, they're pretty quick. And the original update idea of the vulture. Again, all about immersion. Like a couple of these. Maybe I'm like, I don't know how to incorporate this stuff. I am not an expert in anything, but those would be my picks for the Badlands creatures. Mainly because I just love the Roadrunner look in these Badlands. Maybe they would be a way to find mine shafts. Like maybe that's kind of where they hide out. You see them running around somewhere. There's mine shaft. You know, it's hard to say the mechanics of any of these, but that be that. On to the next thing, which I believe is kind of far away. What do we have here? Bunch of geese just chilling in a river. Pretty neat. All right, to the savannah. As you can see, there's lots of cool birds here, and there's also cool stuff back here, but that's for another video someday, maybe. Why we're here is birds and bugs. No, they've got a lot of cool birds flying around here. Maybe this is the better spot for a crane. There, we've solved it. We solved it from earlier. The savannah is where a crane is. But next, I don't have any bug-specific things for the savannah. Whoa, hello there, fella. But I think, boom, the ostrich, since it's already been voted on, and its little brother, the emu. Probably not. Probably just one or the other. I mean, I would probably say ostrich, especially if we added the kiwi from before. Though I do like, if I can get the emu to run, it's got a really kind of, this one especially, if it runs, it's got kind of a derpy runaway thing. But, and then kookaburra. Oh, you know what? I think that's the one I was thinking of. Oops, I don't know. The cassowary. Again, just adds like a splotch of color in this really dry area. But I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have any bug-specific things here, so that's all I got for here. The ostrich, cassowary, I guess the kookaburra too. Why not? I mean, they seem to fit in, kind of. And the emu. Although I probably would say not the emu if you have the ostrich. Sorry, Australia. I'm just thinking one or the other. I do like the look of the emu in this specific mod thing more, but anyways, let's head on to the next thing, which is the jungle. And it's ways away, so I'll cut out now and cut back in when I get there. Okay, so I just flew into the jungle. And I wanted to come back out here because I really wanted to showcase just how immersive this kind of is coming in here. So you can see I'm crossing the plains. There's hummingbirds around here. Kind of go nuts. There you can see they're getting their stuff from flowers, getting the nectar. So that's cool. We come in a little bit further. Oh, and what are these? Oh, I didn't even notice that before about this game. These are leafcutter ants. I had them specifically in the jungle, but apparently they actually do strip away these leaves and stuff. That's pretty cool. I didn't actually notice that before. You can see them. They're building up their little nest thing here. That's a leafcutter ant colony, if I remember right. Yeah, leafcutter ant hill. And I think that's the queen. It actually gets like a really big one. That's another thing right there. It's a leafcutter ant something or another. I don't remember. But yeah, I have them in the jungle, but there's like a bunch of nests right outside here. It's kind of like I think what they were doing with termites to it. That's the insect I put in the savannah, the termite. There we go. Just, yeah, do their old ideas they had and put it all in one update. There's another one here. Again, it just adds to the immersion so much. Like, this is what I think of, like, right now, my favorite biome in the game is the taiga, and that's just because it's got just enough differentiation in it. You know, you got your podzol, your coarse dirt, your boulders. Like, there's just, it's very, very well done, I think. And that's kind of like, these little things, I think, add up to a lot in game. Like, I'm not obviously not introducing any new block types or anything, but so here I've got a whole bunch of stuff, and it's because it's the jungle. It should be the most densely populated because that's how they is in real life and whatnot. So we'll go through this kind of slow. This I brought over from earlier because I don't really know this bird that well. I'm not too familiar with its actual environment. The lyrebird. It looks kind of jungly though. Nope, not magpie. We decided on you. I think a lot of them, I just wasn't sure where I wanted to put stuff. So the shoebill, I like this because this is kind of like a prehistoric bird. If you see pictures of this, it looks almost like a dinosaur. And it's got like that little click sound you heard. I don't know if it'll make it again here. Yeah, that's actually what they sound like. So I like that. The bud grier, I don't know. This is kind of a spot where I just wanted to pick, kind of put the last of the birds that I wasn't sure of. So we got these here. Next we have, You know, maybe this in a sparse jungle, you could have the leaf cutter ants here and toucans. These guys are just cool looking. Oops. Again, there's 2 different types in these between these mods, so I like them. Like, they're almost the same, I think. I guess I'd go with the more colorful beaked ones, make them kind of stand out. And I like their little looking to the side head walk thing. But that's them's. Also in sparse jungles, maybe even into jungles, you could have the peacock. Again, this is all about filling up what should be a densely populated place in the world. Also have the songbird. This just kind of fills in multiple colors and variations. And tons of butterflies again. It's a jungle. It should be really, really densely populated with stuff, I think. But finally, my favorite bird. I've been holding off because I love the look of this. This is actually how they look in real life too. It's a kind of a must be a cousin of an owl or something. That I'm not too sure. But the mighty potu. Its big bulging yellow eyes. Like, this is such a derpy animal in real life. I think it just fits in Minecraft. I encourage you strongly to go Google and look up a potu. Like a picture of an actual potu. It's spelled Potoo. They are just goofy looking owl adjacent birds. And there's not really another other way to describe it. But yeah. That's all I have for the birds of the jungle, the mighty birds. So, on to the insects. I've got quite a few here. Obviously, I think, as we show here, the leafcutter ant. I can just get rid of that. They'd have these mound things. I think that's a way to good way to separate it. Put them in a sparse jungle type area. So. Now, also in the jungle, we'll have, I don't want all that, slugs. These are pretty cool. I'm not sure what their function would be, but I just kind of like something, add something to the jungle. Need to put a torch down somewhere so I can see what I'm doing. We also now this is too big and too detailed, but I think mosquitoes would be a cool thing to add to the game for like jungles or these ones. I need to get rid of that. Are kind of a terror in the world the way they're designed, but make them small and they'd just be something that could come and bite you and take add a little bit of scariness to the game. Do I have along with mosquitoes, the tarantula hawk? I think this would be insanely devastating to a player. These things sting really. I think don't they have the world's worst sting? Now again, this is too detailed, I think, for Minecraft. But I think they should take like half your health in like one sting, like something crazy. Again, adding a little bit more to like the danger of the jungle type idea. You don't want to be messing around, because I mean that's always kind of one of the complaints of the jungle. It's dense and hard to traverse, but it's not really dangerous enough or something. I don't know. At least I feel like I've heard that. Maybe I'm making that up in my head, but. So, next, for bugs, that's peacock, we have the praying mantis. Now, I think this is a good design for it. It's just too big. Or maybe it isn't. I mean, spiders are really big in the game, depending on how they want to do stuff. Bees are exceptionally big. But I think this would be kind of a cool addition to the jungle, the praying mantis. Not sure how they'd work. Again, I don't know how most of this stuff would work. But that could be one danger, the tarantula hawk, mosquito. And the tarantula, this is just really creepy design. And I like it a lot. Like it looks scary, just like if you were wondering. Maybe they have the exact same function as a spider where they won't attack you during daytime or something. Or maybe they're even more docile. That would almost be a cool thing if tarantulas were like completely docile, never attack, but they just look so much scarier. Because if you're going through the jungle, I mean, you came upon this scene, right? Like, instantly be like, okay, I gotta. But maybe they just don't attack you. I kind of like that as a feature, but they look really, really scary, and I like the look of that. Also, that right there. I would like spiders to have that animation when they go up walls. Just go to the side and be able to like walk, across upside down like that. That just looks creepy and cool. Primactus. And then finally, this is another one, the bobbit worm. This is just kind of the same idea as the cave centipede. It just looks creepy. I think this thing actually attacks stuff. And I didn't know what this was, and the first time I laid it down, it was just reminded me of the jungle. I am not sure what's hurting that right now. Maybe it's not supposed to be an overland thing. I don't know how this game mod works. Anyways, let's get on ahead. Head here. You can see there's a peacock, and let's put a praying mantis there. A tarantula. Oh, those two fight each other. Well, there you have it. Interesting. Huh. I was not aware. But anyways, I've been Joshimus Prime, and thanks for watching. Again, it's a kind of a random updated idea type thing. But I think it's a cool way to do a lot of different things in the game. And anyways, I will like if you like. Wait. I did it again. I said my name's Joshimus Prime. My name is Evernoob. I keep forgetting I changed this. And I'm wondering if I started the video like that. Anyways, I am Evernoob. Oh, that's cool. You get to see all the hummingbirds in the background. Thanks for watching. Like if you like. Subscribe if you want to. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.